Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting.
Hey there.
Today we are cutting through the noise with a quick, punchy roundup of the most significant buzz from X. We're covering finance reality checks, digital liberty concerns, and some really aggressive AI strategies.
Yep, got 11 posts lined up. We'll burn through them.
Let's get right into it. First up, finance and grit. This is from @Hormozi. Wealth is made by doing boring things for an extended period in more volume than any sane person would find reasonable.
Yeah. That just cuts right through the financial glamour, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's the unvarnished truth. You know, research on grit actually confirms this.
Duckworth's work.
Spot on. Angela Duckworth and others found perseverance, that sticking with itness predicts success way more than just raw talent. And you see it in the real world, too.
How so?
Well, studies, like from the Kauffman Foundation, show the top 1%. They often build fortunes through, decades of really repetitive investments or just grinding out business operations. It totally challenges that startup myth where charisma or one quick win makes you rich.
Right, it's the long, boring game. Okay, sticking with the grind, let's talk digital liberty in the UK. @Chamath posted, "This is a dangerous and slippery slope for the UK." He's talking about mandatory digital IDs.
And the reaction was huge.
Tell me about it.
Prime Minister Keir Starmer's proposal. It sparked this massive public backlash. I think something like over 2.1 million petition signatures in just 72 hours. That's fast.
Wow. So the concern isn't just fringe.
No, not at all. It cuts across the political spectrum. The worry, and you hear this a lot, is that this system, even though it's framed as tackling illegal immigration, well, it could easily morph into mass surveillance.
Mission creep.
Exactly. There's a lot of historical precedent for ID systems expanding way beyond their original purpose. People are wary, and you can kind of see why.
Okay, shifting from government tech to AI tech optimization. Here's at Bun JavaScript. When Claude Code fetches Bun's docs now send markdown instead of HTML by default. This shrinks token usage for our docs by about 10x.
Right, this is super interesting from a technical standpoint. It's about saving resources, big time, for AI agents like Claude Code.
So making it cheaper and faster for the AI to read their stuff.
Precisely. It's part of this emerging idea of an agent-friendly web.
Yeah.
You optimize your content based on who's asking for it. The accept header in the request tells you if it's a browser or an AI.
Like custom tailoring the data stream?
Exactly. Send HTML to humans, send lean markdown to AIs. That 10x token reduction is massive in terms of cost and speed for AI models. It aligns with newer ideas gaining traction, like the model context protocol, though it's not quite a standard yet. Efficiency is key.
Makes sense. Okay, let's talk crypto optimism versus, reality. @Solana tweeted, "Solana, the app store for finance."
Yeah, bold claim. Very optimistic.
But the replies came quick, didn't they? I saw one calling it a rug casino for Web3. That kind of hits hard.
It does, and it speaks to a real vulnerability. These rug pulls where developers just vanish with investor money, they've cost people billions, over $2.7 billion since 2017, according to Chainalysis.
Ouch.
So while Solana's tech is fast, and they're getting big integrations like with Shopify, that critique about security and, frankly, the lack of basic KYC or know your customer protections in a lot of Web3, that's a persistent shadow. It raises questions about trust.
Fair enough. Now, for something completely different, almost sci-fi, @BaseBefJezos suggests, the X algorithm should be RL'd with its reward being the Kardashev scale.
Okay, hold on. Let's unpack that. RL is reinforcement learning, basically. AI learning through trial and error to get a reward.
And the Kardashev scale measures a civilization's energy mastery, right? Type I using all planetary energy, type 2 stellar, type 3 galactic.
Exactly. So the suggestion is to train X's algorithm not for clicks or engagement, but to actively push humanity toward becoming a type I civilization, or maybe even higher. It's ambitious.
Ambitious is one word for it. Using a social media algorithm to accelerate human technological evolution on a cosmic scale, that reframes everything.
Especially coming after Elon Musk's announcement last September, right? About X going purely AI by November 2025. It shifts the platform's potential purpose from a public square to, an engine for civilizational progress. Wild stuff.
Definitely a big vision. Okay, let's bring it back to the current AI race. Here's at Scaling01 on Anthropic versus OpenAI. Anthropic has a clear vision in mind and is fairly realistic and practical about it. They want to build coding gods.
Yeah, the contrast in strategy is becoming clear. OpenAI seems to be diversifying broadly consumer stuff, hardware, daily. But Anthropic, under Dario Amodei, they seem much more focused.
Laser focus on specific tasks.
Pretty much. especially on coding assistants. They're aiming for deep, specialized capability coding gods, rather than trying to build an AI that's just generally competent at everything.
And does that practical focus work?
Well, research suggests it might, especially for business applications. A Stanford study from 2024 found task-specific models often outperform general ones in efficiency and accuracy for that specific job. And Anthropic is landing big deals like that $200 million DoD contract back in July 2025. They seem to be prioritizing usability and research acceleration.
Got it. Okay, let's switch from high-tech AI to frustrating everyday design. At Birdieword, who's a Wall Street editor, posted a complaint about subway info boards being poorly placed. The caption was sarcastic. User-friendly design is their passion.
Yeah, we've all squinted at those vertical boards from across the platform, haven't we?
Totally. Why are they like that?
It actually goes back to a redesign in the 1970s. The idea was consistency, I think. But studies show that vertical setup prioritizes train visibility for the operators, not really for passenger convenience. Yeah, and it actually contributes to platform crowding because people bunch up trying to read them. Bad design having real-world impacts. You look at systems like the Shanghai Metro with their overhead digital displays handling billions of trips. There are better ways.
Okay, another friction point, consumer costs. At Unusual Whales highlighted this quote. The CEO of Live Nation Ticketmaster says that concert tickets are underpriced. He adds there is room to increase prices.
Oof. Yeah, that did not land well.
I bet, given the context.
Exactly. Global ticket prices already jumped, what, over 23% in 2024? The average is over $130 now. And this comes while Live Nation is reporting massive revenue, like $16.7 billion in 2024, and facing antitrust scrutiny.
So saying tickets are underpriced, it just sounds completely tone-deaf to the average fan, doesn't it? Like concerts are becoming purely luxury items.
It definitely fuels that criticism about monopolies making live event inaccessible. Okay, let's circle back to the human cost of building things. This is at Lissyblot on founders. Most early-stage founders I know are barely hanging on. No sleep, no social life. Don't get tricked by social media posts. This path isn't for everyone.
That hits hard. It's the reality behind the hustle culture posts.
It really is. It's the hidden struggle. That Forbes study from 2024 found 72% of founders report mental health impacts. Their chronic stress levels are apparently similar to high-risk jobs like emergency responders.
Wow, that's intense.
It challenges that glorified image, you know. It's probably why you see this cultural counter-movement, people talking about soft living, prioritizing well-being over just relentless grinding. It's a necessary correction, I think.
Yeah, sounds like it. Now, for someone facing a different kind of pressure on employment, a really insightful post from @Skookum. Officially unemployed for 2 whole weeks, some takeaways. It's very easy to spend $50K for groceries. 8+ hours of sleep doesn't fix you, but it helps. A lot of my previous behaviors were feeling avoidant rather than seeking I need a benefactor.
What's striking there is the honesty and self-awareness. That $50 grocery figure. It's spot on. It lines up almost exactly with the USDA's Thrifty Food Plan, which is around $64 a week. It's a real data point reflecting immediate financial pressure.
But the psychological insights are deeper, aren't they?
Absolutely. The point about sleep, chronic stress, like from losing a job, actually reduces how restorative sleep is. So yeah, 8 hours helps, but it doesn't magically erase the underlying anxiety.
And the feeling avoidant part.
And the feeling avoidant part, that's really key. It's a common coping mechanism. When facing uncertainty or discomfort, people often reach for distractions. Could be anything. Caffeine, endless scrolling rather than processing difficult emotions. Psychological studies back this up. It's a powerful moment of self-reflection in that post.
Definitely. Okay, last one. Let's talk about how we consume information itself. @Soul posted. There is a moral panic around short-form video content, IMO.
Ah, yes, the classic moral panic. That term actually comes from sociology, Stanley Cohen, back in 1972. He used it to describe these waves of exaggerated societal fear about something perceived as a threat to the social order.
We've seen this pattern before, haven't we? Like with comic books in the 50s.
Exactly. The panic over comic books led to the Comics Code Authority, censorship. Sales actually dropped by half. We saw with rock and roll, video games, Dungeons and Dragons. The script is pretty familiar.
So applying that to short-form video.
Well, yes, platforms like TikTok do trigger dopamine, and there are real debates about potential addiction and attention spans. That's valid, but the panic aspect often outruns the actual evidence. Right now, there isn't solid peer-reviewed research definitively proving short-form video causes lasting harm, despite the loud alarms.
So it's more complex than just it's rotting our brains.
It usually is. It's a new tech. Society gets worried about unknown effects, and sometimes the reaction gets amplified. It's a historical pattern worth recognizing.
Right. Well, that's the vibe casting for today, a snapshot of the tech, finance, and cultural conversations really dominating X right now.
From optimizing AI code for markdown efficiency to challenging those founder myths, hopefully you feel armed with some sharp insights from the feed today.
Here's a final thought for you to chew on. If wealth, as at Alex Hormozi says, is built by doing boring things for an extended period, can an AI algorithm, even one optimized for something as huge as the Kardashev scale, ever truly understand or value that slow, persistent, often tedious human effort?
Yeah, that tension between AI hyperacceleration and human grit. Something to think about. Tune in tomorrow for the next Daily Vibecasting.